Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alex V, Mercedes guy, and today we are working on the Nissan Qashqai. As you well know, and as I said in the previous videos, this is my lady's car. It was the car of her choice, because we got a big family, so between the two of us there's 4 kids. So when we go on holidays, all the 4 of us, the number grew to 6. So we're having a bit of wobbling at high speed braking on the motorway, so anything after 60-70 miles an hour, which is legal speed limit in UK on motorways and dual carriageways, we having a bit of shaking on the steering wheel, so we can hear and feel a bit of trepidation. So for that reasoning, we got our big trusty crowbar. We loosen up the bolts, and on this car they're not they are studs, they are not bolts, and they used nuts. So seems that they like to work slightly different. So we're gonna have a small inspection and see what is the actual issue. So is there something to do with the brakes, if there's anything wrong with the pads, or is something a bit more serious? If it's just wear and tear of pads, we will proceed to ordering new pads and just replacing them, and that will do it. So this is a 18-inch 215 by 55. So oh, that's quite greasy in there. I wonder why did they put so much grease on the bolts, because it's a bit unnecessary, a bit over the top, OTT as we say. So yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, so right, upon closer inspection, the pads, they look okay. And the calipers, they feel nice and solid. There is a bit of movement, but that is normal. So the caliper goes on the pistons and it's moving, so it has to have a bit of movement. But upon closer inspection, we found something else that might be something to do with our issue, and I am gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let me see. There you go. So if we look over there, right, that is not okay. There's a lot of grease coming out, but that will need changing, because I mean, it might just be the rubber sleeve, and that's an easy-ish fix. So all we need to do is really take this safety spring off, take the big nut off. There's quite a few things that they need doing, so that comes off, and the whole disc we'll have, there's a couple of bolts here on the lower suspension arms, like here and here underneath. They're gonna have to come off, right? You can see this one, and probably as well this one there as well. So from the steering rack. So there's a few things to change that, because that is unfortunately a fail for the MOT. I mean, some of you might think, oh well, that's just a protection, a dust protection. Yeah, they somehow see it. I had it on the van, and they somehow see it as a fail. Okay, so the phone is deciding to play a bit silly today, not the phone, the gimbal. So yeah, let's have a closer look what's going on here. Let's see. All right, bear with me 1 second. I'll need to change the gloves a bit because they're all greasy. So yeah, but still that wouldn't be a reason for that, all that trepidation. Okay, so we have a lower control arm rubber bush that it looks to me a bit knackered. So let's see, I'm going to show you right, a bit closer what's going on there. Right, so that there, right there, see, that is not great. See there? Okay, so that needs changing. Okay, taking a snapshot of that, and as well take a snapshot of this, so we actually know what we need. And as well, my dear lady, she can see that actually buying a newish car that costs more money is not always a guarantee that you are hassle-free and problems-free. Suspension, yeah, the suspension arms and springs, they look okay so far. Just normal. I don't see much rust, which is a good sign, but I do see a bit of oil coming from the lower bottom of the engine, and I assume that would be the pan gasket. So here we go, another thing that will need changing. So let's change the camera. Recording video camera switching is not responding, so that means that I will have to switch the video off and start it on again. I'll just stitch it together and you'll see. 1 second.